Wait, I just have a quick question. We can crop this part out just because I'm curious. Is this like just like our total rough video?
Yeah, I think so right now.
Then maybe we should like make it good now because I feel like you just talked for so long and I feel like you could probably do that again.
Ready?
Yes, baby. You made me nervous. Okay.
Cheers. Cheers. So, I'm Paul.
And I'm Alexa.
And welcome to Cruising with Paul and Lex. So basically we wanted to make this video, it's our first video, so bear with us, but we wanted to introduce ourselves. So now that we got the names out of the way, a little bit of background on us. I started boating in 2006. I had a 1988 23-foot Cooper Yachts Prowler, which was a small kind of mid-cabin cruiser, pocket cruiser I guess you could say, with a little V-berth as well, slept 4 people. And I boated from 2006 through 2011 out of Bayfield. Basically just did the whole kind of weekend thing, spent time at the marina. Nice days we'd go out, anchor just off the coast of Bayfield and spend the day there, come back into the marina at night. Started getting the whole 2-foot-itis thing, and in 2011 I decided that the Cooper Yachts was a little bit too small, so I bought a Sea Ray 270 Sundancer, which was a 1990 with twin 4.3s. When I bought the 270 Sundancer, I wanted to get a little bit more adventurous, and as a kid I had always watched the Powerboat television show, and they did a few cruising features, one of them being on the North Channel in Clarny, Ontario. So I decided that that's where I wanted to go. So a friend of mine, we jumped on the boat, grabbed a handheld Garmin GPS with some marine maps on it. We really had no idea what we were doing. So we went from Bayfield up the eastern side of Lake Huron to Tobermory. From Tobermory we went into Collins Inlet, Clarny, Ontario. We did Little Current, Bayfin, and a few other anchorages in that area, and that kind of forever shaped the type of boating that I wanted to do from there on out. So that was 2011, my first year to the North Channel. 2012, I decided that I was done with Lake Huron and moved the boat over to Georgian Bay. So after looking at a bunch of different marinas on Georgian Bay, I picked Midland, Ontario. I picked Y Heritage Marina. So I moved the Sea Ray up to Y Heritage Marina in Midland and did my weekends from there on out, anchoring on the eastern side of Georgian Bay amongst the 30,000 islands, Honey Harbor, Perry Sound area, with a trip every summer up to the North Channel as well. So that was 2012. In 2013, I decided I was doing a lot of entertaining on the boat, which a lot of people seem to do. So the Sea Ray 270 was getting a little bit too small, so I started looking at some flybridge boats, and I bought a 1988 Carver Mariner, which is probably one of the ugliest boats on the market, but extremely functional. So I would cruise at displacement speeds, probably about 8-9 knots. It had twin 5.7s. I was getting about 1 mile per gallon with that. Still doing every summer up in the North Channel. So I did about 5 seasons with that, so 2012 through the summer of 2017. 2018 I was off the water for the summer and decided that in 2019 I had to get back on the water. In 2019, being on my own, I decided that I wanted a boat that I could handle completely by myself. Being that the Carver was a little bit too big to handle single-handedly. I needed something that I could operate completely on my own, no help docking or anything, so I went shopping again on Kijiji and all the different various boat marketplaces, and I found a 1999 Sea Ray 270 Sundancer. So this is my second 270 Sundancer, which we are currently using now. So it has a single 454 MPI with Bravo 3 outdrive. I was really attracted to going back to a single engine, just for the ease of maintenance, and hopefully for a little bit of fuel economy. So in 2019. I started boating with that boat probably right around May, and met Lex here in June of 2019, and she started boating with me July of 2019. So had I known that, maybe I wouldn't have bought, a 270 Sundancer again. Maybe I would have looked for something a little bit bigger again. But I think this was actually the perfect boat for her to kind of learn on, and as well as me for getting back into it. So that's kind of my history of boating. Lex, what's your history?
As for mine, I've only boated since I've met him, so it's only been one season. So that's from July through
October or so?
Till October, yeah. So that was my first time out. I've always loved traveling and getting out, but I've never really had the opportunity to do so. So when I met him, that was awesome. He completely turned me on to the whole boating thing. So yeah, this was my first summer out, and I don't really have a whole lot of stories except for what we did last summer.
She doesn't remember a lot of the stories because a little bit too much.
No. So as we mentioned at the beginning of our video, our channel name is Cruising with Paul and Lex because that's exactly what we do. We cruise on Georgian Bay. We've
been watching quite a few different cruising videos or vlogs on YouTube, and we've noticed that there's a lot of liveaboards down in the Caribbean. So we thought we could come up with maybe something a little bit different, something that you might be interested in tuning into, maybe not. So our cruising is going to be mainly Georgian Bay. We both work full time. So we are, the typical type of people that will be, going up to the boat on weekends, a couple extended trips throughout the summer. We usually do a 3-week trip up to the North Channel, as well as a couple other small trips, a week here and a week there, usually one maybe in June and another one beginning of September. So that's kind of basically what we're doing that's going to differentiate us from the typical liveaboards that are cruising around the Caribbean.
Another one of our goals with our channel is that we're hoping to get people into the cruising lifestyle.
So we have a lot of experience now on the water, and we get approached all the time by people asking us, how do you afford, to be able to enjoy this kind of lifestyle? What kind of sacrifices are you making? So we're going to probably touch on that a little bit throughout our videos. We're also going to touch on, the cost of boat ownership. So a little bit of a spoiler, I guess you could say, coming up. We're going to do some upcoming videos on if you are interested in getting into a boat and cruising. We're probably going to do some videos on what it would cost you, where can you start, do you have a $15,000 budget to buy a boat, or do you have a $250,000 budget to buy a boat? So we want to touch on a few different, areas where people can enter into the cruising lifestyle. We also want to touch base on different places you can start cruising, because all over the Great Lakes, whether you're on Lake Ontario, Lake Erie, Lake Huron, Georgian Bay, there's so many different places that you can enjoy the cruising lifestyle. Here in Ontario, we're lucky to be so close to so many different bodies of water. So we want to touch on what will it cost you if you want to have your boat, at a marina on Georgian Bay versus, Lake Huron, maybe one of the smaller lakes. So there's different options there as well. So that's a bit of a spoiler for you guys coming up.
So aside from that, what you can also expect to see on our channel is our weekend vlogs as well as our extended vacation vlogs.
So what they'll kind of consist of is, on a normal weekend we go out and anchor. So we're going to talk to you about, where we're going to go anchor, why we're going to pick which anchorage we're going to pick, based on wind, weather, it kind of dictates, where we want to anchor. We're also going to do a little bit of behind the scenes stuff.
Cooking videos, we'll do a happy hour, drink of the week ideas.
Basically a lot of fun stuff where we kind of do some dinghy rides, we do some hiking, some swimming. She'll be in a bikini.
Baby, but I will not be swimming. I don't swim.
She tries.
I try, but I'm not great. And I just usually dip my foot in and that's about it. So over the last few days, we have been working on doing an intro that you will see at the start of all of our videos. Mind you, it is a bit of a work in progress. We don't have a whole lot of content from last summer because we just recently got some new cameras, which our content will be much better as the summer goes on. But here is our intro.
We hope you like it.
And it'll play.
So guys, we hope that you enjoyed the intro, and you will expect a much better intro coming from us in the near future as we get some much better footage this summer. You can also take a look at us on some social media.
Yep, we have an Instagram page, which is Cruising with Paul and Lex.
It's new.
It's new. Where you can find some extra behind the scenes and other content from us. But aside from that, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe, and we will see you out in the water.
Yep, see you again.